In the last video lecture on process synchronization, we have understood why process synchronization is required, and we have seen the concept of critical section. We have also seen the three requirements that must be satisfied for a solution to the critical section problem. Those were mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting. Today we will see the three solutions to the critical section problem. These are Peterson solution, synchronization hardware, and semaphore. So let's begin with Peterson solution. Peterson solution is a two-process solution. That is, the solution can be applied to only two processes at a time. If there are more processes, then the Peterson solution is ineffective. Assume that load and store instructions are atomic and that is cannot be interrupted. Generally, when there are shared variables, the equivalent read operation that is done on the shared variable is load machine instruction, and when the operation is write, the equivalent machine instruction is store. Because the variable is shared, we have to understand that the operations load and store must be atomic. That is, the variable from where we will be reading the value and writing the value while one process is doing the task, the other process cannot interrupt in between. That is what we understand by atomic. So while we are reading the data, it cannot be interrupted in between. While we are writing the data or storing the data, it cannot be interrupted. The operation or the instruction cannot be interrupted in between. So that is the basic criteria of atomicity what we have to consider for Peterson solution. In the Peterson solution, we have two variables. One is called turn and another one is a flag array. So turn indicates the process whose turn is to execute in the critical section. So if the turn value is 0, process 0 will execute. If the turn value is 1, process 1 will execute. Similarly, the flag array represents flag of 0 and flag of 1. So if it is flag of 0, that means the process 0 is interested to enter. If it is flag of 1, that means process 1 is interested to enter. Or we can say process 0 is ready to enter and process 1 is ready to enter if both the value or both the flag value 0 and 1 is set to 1. So these are the two variables, turn and flag, which are atomic. If you look at this particular section of the code, you will see that the flag variable and the turn are represented here. So flag of 0, that means process 0 is ready to enter. Turn equal to 0, that is process 0 turn it is to enter. If flag of 1 is 1, that is it is true, flag of 1 is 1, that means process 1 is ready to enter, and if turn value is 1, that means process 1 will be entering the critical section. So when both the process execute this particular code or execute this particular condition, only one will be allowed to enter the critical section and the other process will not be allowed. Finally, it will execute in the critical section, and when it comes out of the critical section, it will change the flag value to false. So let us look at the three properties that must be satisfied by the Peterson solution, that is the mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting, if you have to consider the software based solution for the critical section for two processes. So if you say this code, there are two processes, process 0 and process 1 executing the same code. The condition, if you see here, flag 1 means process 1 and flag 0 means for flag 1 means process 1 is ready to enter, flag 0 means process 0 is ready to enter. So we have to set the value of both the flags, and turn indicates whose turn is this, process 1 or process 0. So initially for process 0, because process 0 is interested to enter, so it has set the value of flag 0 to true. Similarly, process 1 is also interested to enter, so the value of flag is set to true for process 1. Now in the second step, process 0 gives a chance to other process, that is in this case process 1, by setting the turn value to 1. So process 0 is giving a chance to process 1 that if you wish then you can enter. Similarly, process 1 gives or changes the value of turn to 0, so it gives a chance to process 0 to enter the critical section. Now when both of them start executing in this particular line, if you see in this particular line, one of the condition will be true and one of the condition will be false. Either it will be true here, false here, or there will be true in this section or false in this section. So it depends upon which section is true and which section is false, and if the condition is true, because of the semicolon, that particular process will wait. For example, if this condition is true in case of process 0, process 0 will wait, or if this condition is true, then process 1 will wait. So both of them cannot enter the critical section. So let us look at the first property, that is mutual exclusion. Now if we look at the first property, we see that the value of turn cannot be 0 and 1 at the same time. If both the processes are executing at the same time and the turn variable can either be 0 or 1. So if here if it is 1, then the condition becomes true and the process 0 is waiting. So turn value is 1, so 1 is not equal to 0, this condition becomes false and process 1 can enter the critical section. I will repeat the same thing again. If the turn value is 1, the condition is true, flag 1 is also true, so both the condition are true, so process 0 is busy waiting. Because the turn variable cannot be 1 and 0 at the same time, so here it is 1, 1 is not equal to 0, this condition is false, while this condition is true, flag 0 is true, this is true, so this condition is true, this condition is false, so resultant is false, so process 1 can enter the critical section. So when process 1 enters the critical section, it will execute the shared variables, and when it comes out of the critical section, it changes the value of flag 1 to false. So when process 1 comes out of critical section, it will change the value of flag 1 to false. So flag 1 becomes false, so process 0 can now enter the critical section, because this is false, so any one of the condition, if it is false, it will enter the critical section. So first condition, that is mutual exclusion, is satisfied, as turn cannot be 0 and 1 at the same time. Now let us look at the property 2 and 3, that is progress and bounded waiting, which must be satisfied for the Peterson solution. So if I consider the property 2 progress, which says that if no process is executing in the critical section and some process wish to enter the critical section, then the selection of the process which wish to enter the critical section cannot be postponed indefinitely. So for this, if there is no process executing in the critical section, so if we assume that process 1 is not executing in the critical section, that means it is outside the critical section, maybe it can be in the remainder section. So if it is in the remainder section, the value of flag 1 will be false, and if the value of flag 1 is false, so flag 1 is false, this particular one, so this condition will become false and process 0 can enter the critical section. Or if process 1 is outside the critical section and process 0 wishes to enter the critical section, so process 1 has turned the flag value of 1 to true, so this condition is true. However, process 1 has changed the value of turn to 0, so turn will be 0, so this condition will become false and process 0 can enter. So in both the cases, process 0 cannot be stopped from entering the critical section. if process 1 is not executing in the critical section. The third one, or the third property, is the bounded waiting, which says that there exists a bound or limit on the number of times that other processes are allowed to enter their critical section after a process has made a request to enter the critical section and before that request is granted. So if process 1 is executing in the while statement, process 1 is executing in the while statement and it does not change the turn value, then process 0, after one entry, process 0 has entered the critical section, it is executing the flag to false, so this become false and process 1 can enter. So at least after one entry of process 0, process 1 will be able to enter the critical section. So the bound is 1, that is after at least one time the process 0 after entering and exiting from the critical section, process 1 can enter the critical section. Thus the three property, mutual exclusion, progress and bounded waiting, is satisfied by Peterson's solution. So it is one of the solution to the critical section problem, but only for two process. That's all for now.